Alright guys, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to a new video. The odds are stacked against you here in the Matrix because there's a lot of things that seek to grab your attention at a very young age, and it's very easy to go along with the attention grabbers, if you catch my drift, especially predicated upon the fact that the herd, the collective mass of humanity, they're all kind of in a hive mind mentality, and people want to fit in, and when people want to fit in, they kind of all go along in a similar direction. So what am I trying to say here? At a young age, it's very easy to be tempted by going down the current that everyone else is. That's why so many people growing up, they have similar interests, they're kind of all doing similar things. The Matrix grabs your attention. It seeks to move your assemblage point and separate you from your higher mind. It seeks to separate you from what the Gnostics called eudaimonia. Eudaimonia is the merging, essentially, or excuse me, the Stoics referred to eudaimonia as the, in essence, it can be described in so many ways. I describe it as the merging with the higher self. The merging of with the higher self is the Kundalini rising. We were designed to be an angel. We've fallen from grace, and now we're in this suboptimal purgatory realm of sorts that I like to call the land on the bottom feeder, or the fallen state. So this mind control takes place through the shifting of the assemblage point, which is something that we've gone over extensively in the past. The assemblage point is talked about heavily throughout Carlos Castaneda's books. Don Juan Matus, the Yaqui Indian sorcerer, talks quite a bit about it in books like The Art of Dreaming, and shamans have known about this particular part of our energy field, the assemblage point, for hundreds and hundreds of years. It's nothing new. Your energy field, your subtle organizing energy fields around your body, these consecutive layers of energy, folks, that emanate outside of your physical body that you can no longer see anymore because of your mind control, your programming. Your brain doesn't take in information from the electromagnetic spectrum properly anymore. This assemblage point is like a governor on your energy field. A governor is a part of a vehicle that tells the vehicle how fast it can go. So most new cars are programmed with a governor. So for instance, my mom's Honda had one on it where it could only go to like 100 miles per hour. If you took the governor off, it could go past 100 miles per hour. Your assemblage point, when it moves and is fixed in a new location, which has happened to humanity on a mass level, it acts like a governor of how much of the electromagnetic spectrum you can perceive and interact with. This is how mind control takes place, ladies and gentlemen. It's through your perception and how much of the information from the world around you, your eyes and your sensory organs, which you're basically like an antenna, you don't take in 99% of the information anymore. You don't see things that are right in front of you. There's stuff happening around you at all times, folks. But it's invisible to your eyes because you can no longer see. You have eyes to see, but you cannot see. You have ears to hear, but you cannot hear. You have hands to feel, but you do not actually feel. This is what Christ is hinting at, in my opinion at least, when he says that you have eyes, but you can't see. And we've gone over the fact that there's a huge difference between looking and seeing. That's something that's brought up throughout Carlos Castaneda's books as well, folks. Don Juan Matus, the Yaqui Indian sorcerer, the brujo, who taught... I don't necessarily know if Don Juan refers to himself as a brujo. Throughout the books, he refers to himself as a sorcerer or a man of knowledge. It's been a long time since I've read those books, so I'm a little rusty, but bear with me. But there's, those books are treasure chests of wisdom, shamanic wisdom. But Don Juan Matus explains the difference between looking and seeing. Any idiot can look at something, the wise can see it. So when you look at something, you're basically, in a sense, just looking at one isolated fragment. Whereas when you see something, you're seeing the whole entire spectrum. I believe this is what many of the shamans refer to as the eagle's emanations. I could be wrong, and I probably am, so don't take my word for it. Again, I'm a little rusty, but there is an entire world of energy around you, around your body. You have a shield, you have a giant chariot, a Merkaba around you, consecutive layers of energy that you can no longer see or sense or touch, taste, or feel. And outside of that, there's something known as the God grid, ladies and gentlemen, that's around us at all times that we can no longer see, taste, or touch, feel, you name it. When our senses are heightened, when we have our mind back into the position where it's supposed to be in through the shifting of the assemblage point, when the Kundalini rises, we can see the God grid. These consecutive, it's just a vast blanket of consciousness, of sacred geometry. Filaments and fibers that are aware and conscious of one another. It's energy, folks. The closest thing to this that I've ever seen represented in art is some of Alex Gray's artwork and the end of Tool's music video Parabola, when all the white light comes at the end after the Kundalini rises up the man's spine. Watch that video. So it's very easy, like I was saying, to be tempted by the temptations here in the Matrix. And the temptations are the things that are laid out for you before you're even born, so that when you come into this world, you go down what I call the conveyor belt of the Matrix. You get tempted by stimulation, all the video games, the music that's overly sexualized, all the crap, the drugs, the nonsense. Whether you're aware of it or not, these things aid your conditioning. And most of your conditioning took place between the ages of 1 and 6. That's when the most concrete mind control happens, because that's when you learn to interact with the world in a very physical way. You're separated from the energetic continuum around you, or the you get your assemblage point gets shifted. As when you're a child, you come out of the womb and it's in a very free position, and you can see things that aren't there. That's why babies are always looking off in the distance and giggling. They're interacting with the world in a much more different way. They're interacting with the world in a very energetic way. But as they watch their parents argue, as their parents tell them what's possible and say no and this, that, and the other, as they watch the world around them, which is a sinful, chaotic world, it slowly shifts the assemblage point through repetition of trauma to a new location, and then you become a drone, just like everyone else out here, born into bondage. Born into a prison system that they're not even aware of, because that's how the mind control works. It hoodwinks you into forgetting what you lost. You forgot your imagination. You left your childhood behind, and you were given the concrete jungle with all its machinations and its bullshit and its garbage food that has the nutritional, fucking quality of cardboard, pretty much. I mean, this is an insane world where bombs are dropped on innocent people, where the crime that goes on here. This is not a good place, ladies and gentlemen. This is hell. This world is dangerous. Your soul is not even a, I'm not going to say that. I will say that you are a spirit bound to flesh, and you're probably not even aware of it. Now, I'm not pointing my fingers at my subscribers, but I'm saying that humanity on a mass level is unaware of being unaware. You're existing in a God machine, a Christ machine. This body has the ability to raise Kundalini energy. You can experience things beyond your wildest dreams. It's called nirvana, gnosis, samadhi. Again, Christ consciousness. And we squander this while we live these artificial lives plugged into the Matrix. And your body is plugged in, whether you're aware of it or not. You can no longer see your energy field anymore. You can no longer sense or witness your aura or your Merkaba, because it's being fed on. That's why they don't want you thinking that it's real. These layers of energy that emanate outside of your body, that encapsulate you in this reality, it's like a vacuum of sorts. It produces the most divine energy. It is worth more than the most precious gems of the earth. Your energy source, your life force, your energy, the energy that your heart creates, the electricity, it's a fuel source. You just aren't aware of this because you're unaware of the fact that there are entities that you can't see that feed on these forms of fuel. It's amazing. I'm going to wrap this one up. Free your mind, ladies and gentlemen. Take care of your physical body through nourishment. Do the full body relaxation exercise. Relax your body. Listen to your mind. Delete the Archon's influence and free yourself from hell. We live in a purgatory of sorts. We need to climb back up the ladder of the spine and reattain our birthright, which is Christ consciousness. Let's destroy the New World Order. I wanted to personally thank you for watching my videos and contributing to the growth of my channel. I could not do this without you, and your interest in my content is truly what motivates me and fuels my passion for making these videos and spreading my message. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. I wanted to remind you that this channel is a free educational tool that is listener supported, and if you would like to donate to my channel and donate to my cause, help make my life a little bit easier and help keep the lights on around here, you can do so by checking out the links in the description box below. There's a handful of not only ways to donate to my channel, but I also have links to different websites and different videos of mine, as well as my Amazon store, where you can check out a plethora of different health-related products that I use and recommend. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your continued interest in my message, and until next time, peace be with you all.